Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Dietz & Watson.
Dude, you be farming these goddamn
all the possible
sponsors.
rolls for the meats and cheeses for this episode, so let's see what kind of sandwich we can make with them. Let's
Chad,
get
you think
things
I get a
started with
cheese
our roll for
sponsor?
bread.
Thoughts? What's the chance I get a cheese sponsor?
5. Oat nut. Oat nut bread is a whole grain bread with hazelnuts and oats baked right in. It's pretty hearty bread on its own, so I think I'm going to forego the toasting today. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 8. Sweet abruzzese. Abruzzese is a Italian dry pork sausage that is smoke cured. Mixed into the choice cuts of pork used for these sausages are various spices, including peppercorns. Abruzzese is a Italian dry pork sausage that is smoke cured. Mixed into the choice cuts of pork used for these sausages are various spices, including peppercorns. It's a very rich and smoky flavored sausage with that tangy salami-like flavor.
That looks delicious,
Though
though. I want some of that.
Abruzzese exists. That's not the kind I have today, although this one is very black
Appreciate it.
pepper forward. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 6. Champagne cheddar. This creamy New York State cheddar cheese has been combined with champagne. I've been thoroughly impressed time and time again by Dietz & Watson. I'm not just saying that because they're a sponsor. This cheese is delicious.
I'm not sponsored, so I can say it. Dietz & Watson, I'm not a big fan of their stuff most of the time. Their American cheese kind of tastes like butt.
And you can literally taste the grapes. It has both a very subtle sweetness and a little bit of dryness that makes for a very interesting and delicious cheese. It'll be interesting to see how the champagne flavors play with this very rich meat. Hoping the mildness will help mellow the meat out a little bit, including that black pepper. So far, so good. Next up, we're rolling for roughage. 5 lettuce and 6 tomato. The old sandwich classic, lettuce and tomato. This is the safest roll possible on Roll for Sandwich.
Okay.
I'm not complaining. Lettuce and tomato go great on a sandwich.
I'm not a big tomato guy,
and tomato
though.
is one
I
of
don't
my
really like
personal
tomatoes.
favorite sandwich toppings. Not only that, but finally rolling tomato gives us a chance to use
Even
another
though
one of our cantrips.
My taste buds
We're
want
gonna
to
go ahead
change,
and
but I
use the
refuse.
Summon
I'm
salt
resisting
and
it.
pepper cantrip today. Gonna hit our tomato first with a healthy pinch of kosher salt. Maybe a little
Fuck
extra.
outta here.
There we go. And then I'm unsure if this sandwich really needs more black pepper, but there we go. They come as a pair. All right, so far not too scary. Let's hit it with the wild magic. 15 extra sauce. All right, so we're gonna be rolling for 2 sauces today. First sauce, here we go. And that is a 4 root beer glaze. This root beer glaze from
Root
St.
beer
Elmo's
glaze?
Steakhouse in Indianapolis.
What?
Supposedly very good
Microsoft.
on hand. Be used
Dude, Microsoft forced my camera for Pokemon card packs opening to reset. It forced my microphone to reset. It forced it onto a different audio channel, so I was talking through my webcam mic in game. It forced my audio down from 100% to 87 or 85% or where the was at. It's popped up multiple notifications today. Like, Jesus Christ,
other
right
stuff
off.
like that. It is thick. It is sweet. It does taste of root beer, or like root beer barrels that melted in your pocket. Not the ideal roll. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 16 Stormin' sauce.
Again?
It's the return of Gorman Thomas's mustard-based
whole thing's
barbecue
gone.
sauce.
Oh.
Same sauce, new container this time. I actually like this stuff quite a bit. I prefer my barbecue sauce to be more vinegary and less sweet, and I'm a fan
That's
of mustard.
smart, actually,
Combining this with
putting
the
it in
sweet
there.
root beer glaze, it's gonna kind of be
All right, Tapley,
like
see you
a
later.
regular barbecue sauce. Let's get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it flicked in half. And let's take a look at that cross-section. That looks pretty good. Well, I chose not to toast the bread today, so of course I rolled 2 sauces. Let's see how they
That's
taste
how it
together.
be. I mean, it looks like it's going to be pretty good, though.
I was worried that the abruzzese would be too tough and chewy in a sandwich, but it's not. It works well with that cheese, and I think the champagne notes in the cheese interestingly work well with
9-1?
the root beer glaze. The Stormin' sauce helps it to not be too sweet overall. It's not bad. Not my first choice for combinations of sauces
Ooh,
on this
maybe an
sandwich, but
8-7?
it didn't ruin it. And sometimes on this show, that's all you can ask for. I'm going to go with an 8.2 for this one today, and I'm going to call it Root for the Home Team. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again on Friday.
No shit. No
Good
shit.
Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these red and purple lab dice that were given to me by Elfin Moon Game Shop in Indianapolis, Indiana. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 3 cinnamon raisin. Though it may not seem like it at first glance,
I haven't had cinnamon raisin in
bread has
so
proven itself
long.
to be a versatile sandwich bread.
Gotta toast it,
We're
though.
gonna go ahead and use our toast bread cantrip today and warm these bad boys up.
Gotta toast it.
All
Can't
right,
not
next
toast
up, let's roll for Maine.
Always gotta toast the cinnamon raisin with a little butter.
10, it's bacon!
Oh, bacon
Cinnamon
roll.
raisin bread with some nice crispy bacon. This seems like the setup
looks like
for a
microwave
breakfast
bacon,
sandwich,
though.
which is A-okay by me. I will never turn down bacon. Okay, next up, let's roll for cheese.
Microwave bacon, though, is kinda...
1,
kinda eh.
spray cheese.
Oh, no.
Easy cheese.
Oh, Jesus, where this has gone off the rails. Microwave bacon plus easy spray... Oh, Jesus, mother of...
As if there was any doubt. Well, we've pivoted
Jesus,
from
mother
breakfast to whatever this is.
Oh,
Case-wise,
God.
it honestly probably won't be that bad. Just have to check your dignity at the door. Time to roll for some roughage. 4 capers and 9 avocado. Capers are the pickled flower buds of the caper bush. They taste briny, salty, and a bit like olives. Funny thing is, we're kind of almost back in breakfast territory with the capers, like on a bagel with lox. Onto our avocado. I feel like avocado is rarely something that ruins a sandwich. My avocado is a little underripe, which is okay. I'm going to use a fork to simultaneously scrape it out and smash it up.
Yeah, I can never get this thing out. Every time I've ever got an avocado, I cannot get this thing out of it for the life of me. I don't know how people peel it so easily. I get smoked by this damn thing every mother time.
And put it on the sandwich smashed. The creaminess of the avocado will be a nice contrast to the crunchy bacon and salt from the capers. So no complaints there. All right, let's get wild. 9, uncooked ramen. Instant ramen, the sodium-packed staple of my late teens, early 20s. We're gonna go ahead and take half of our noodle brick here. It's just about the perfect size to just stick right on our sandwich, so that's what we're gonna do. And because I know I'd get crap in the comments if I didn't, we're gonna put a little bit of this seasoning packet on here as well. We've got a bacon sandwich with essence of chicken.
This is literally what probably people think Americans eat for breakfast. Ramen, crunchy, with spray cheese and bacon.
And last but not least, the D20 sauce roll. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
14, St. Elmo's cocktail sauce. This one really does look like Elmo. It says very spicy on it.
Oh my God.
That's really just in reference to
Very
the amount of horseradish
spicy?
in it, which I don't mind horseradish.
Shrimp
so
cocktail sauce?
it's okay. The current open-faced look of this sandwich is giving me AI-generated spaghetti. All right, let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here best we can. And there we go. All right, and let's
He's
get
way
our
too pepped about
toothpicks
this
in to
one.
hold it together. And let's get it cut in half.
I know it wasn't, but it kind of sounded like a little fart right there.
And let's take a look at that cross-section. Frankly, I've seen worse. This is quite the sandwich. Like something you'd throw together in your dorm room late at night, the day before your meal plan renews. Let's give it a taste. It's crunchy, that's for sure. It's just kind of absurd. This should be way worse than it is. But there are elements of it that work. Avocado and bacon are a match made in heaven. The creamy spray cheese contrasting with the crunchy noodles. This is not a proud sandwich, but it's also not a disgusting one.
What?
And the cinnamon raisin bread and little slight, I don't know, heat, I don't know what you'd call it from the cinnamon, kind of works with the cocktail sauce. This one honestly surprised me. I'm going to give it a 7. And I'm going to call it the Collegiate Crunch. We're getting close to the finale of my...
Nah. That getting a 7 throws like my entire perspective of the universe off. That's no. That's a no. No.
Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch.
That's absurd.
Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these froggy dice that were given to me by a viewer at the Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 5, oat nut. Oat nut is a multigrain bread with oats and hazelnuts. We're going to use our toasting cantrip and move right along.
I'm curious. What is the toasting device? Because like I feel like they're always so uneven. Some to held down lost.
Let's roll for our main.
What?
It's bacon spam. It's spam, but
wait,
for
what?
our main. It's bacon spam. It's spam, but with bacon. I don't mind spam. I grew up eating it, and it can be pretty tasty on a sandwich. And you know I like bacon, so. We're gonna get a nice pan sear on our spam slices here. get some crispy edges and really bring out that baconiness. We'll add them to
Dude,
our
Spam
sandwich.
is delicious.
Still hot, so hopefully we roll a good cheese and we'll get some melting action. For a Monday, things are starting off pretty okay by me. Let's hope we can keep it up. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 3 provolone. Honestly hit the jackpot here with the sliced provolone cheese. It's got a little smokiness to it and it should definitely melt at least a little. Next up, let's roll for our roughage. 3 olives and 8 onion. I've got an almost empty jar of green pimento stuffed olives, so that's what we're gonna be going with today. Get one more thing out of my fridge. We're going with diced today. Should stay on the sandwich mostly that way. I'm a fan of green olives, even though they can be a bit intense. Paired with salty bacon Spam, this is definitely on track to be pretty flavorful. And for onion, today we have a red onion. Probably my favorite of the onions to eat raw. It's a little sweeter and less astringent than white onion. We're gonna dice up our onion as well. I'll often leave the onions in rings for a sandwich, but since we diced the olives, I think adding the onions this way will both keep them on a sandwich and let them texturally incorporate with the olives.
It'd probably
It's
be
definitely
okay.
going to be a bit of a punchy sandwich when it comes to flavor, but I've never been one to back down from strong flavors. Hopefully we can clinch these last 2 rolls. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic.
Number one
roll.
pregnancy craving, and I
13
don't like olives.
tortilla strips.
That's wild.
All right, not a bad roll. I'm a big fan of having a crunchy element on your
Yeah,
sandwich.
true.
And
I like a
these
little
definitely
crunch
get
on
the
my
job
sandwich.
done. They shouldn't do much to alter our flavor profile. All in all, a pretty decent roll. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 18 maple peppercorn mustard. I was recently gifted some mustards from the National Mustard Museum in Middleton, Wisconsin. On my
That's not a thing. No, you're not gonna. No, that's bullshit. You can't just be making up random places in the middle of the show. That's not funny. That's not a thing. There's no such thing as the National Mustard Museum.
recent
Come on
leg
now.
of Midwest live
Come on,
shows.
I wasn't born
This
yesterday.
maple peppercorn mustard is a strong Dijon with notes of sweetness from the maple and piquant from the black pepper. It's pretty good. And one
That
of these
looks
days I'll
delicious.
definitely have to make it over.
Hang on, hold up. Hang on. I gotta see.
Maple
What is this thing
peppercorn
called?
mustard. I was recently
Maple peppercorn mustard. Hang on, I gotta look this up. The Mustard Museum is real? No, it's not. Don't no
from the
gaslighting.
National Mustard Museum
There's
in
no
Middleton, Wisconsin,
National
on
Mustard
my recent
Museum.
leg
Come
of
on
Midwest
now.
live shows. This maple peppercorn mustard is a strong Dijon with notes
on
of
now.
sweetness from the maple and piquant from the black pepper. It's pretty good. And one of these days I'll definitely have to make it over to that museum and check it out. I do love a good mustard. All right, let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here.
No, that doesn't exist. I'm not looking
Get our
anything up.
toothpicks in to
Nope.
hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
Not real.
And let's take a look at that cross section.
You know, it doesn't actually look
Doesn't
that
look too
bad.
I've been on a bit of a lucky streak lately, which makes me
I'm thinking
very
a
worried.
solid
At least it seems pretty harmless today. Let's give it a taste.
8-3. Solid 8-3. Maybe even higher.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Strong flavors of olives and onions, both of which I enjoy. It's nice to have a warm main with some melted cheese. I think that little bit of crunch from the tortilla strips really brings it up a notch.
Might be
It
an
needed some
8-7.
contrasting textures. That mustard packs a punch too. All in all, not a bad lunch, as long as you don't mind strong flavors. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7.8.
Ooh,
and I'm going to call
different
it
direction.
the Unarmed Strike. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again on Wednesday.
Really? No shit. I thought it would be higher than that.